ahead and call this meeting of the Board of Education to order. We're going to start tonight with a therapy dog. So, Jeff?
All right. I would like to invite up Ashley and Velma O'Neill to meet the board. So this is Velma. She is a Labradoodle. She's just under 2 years old, if I'm correct about that. And she is looking forward to joining the Tallgrass team to provide support, emotional regulation, comfort, companionship to students there. And so we're very excited for you to have the opportunity to meet her, ask any questions. As you can see, she's very well behaved and interacting with everyone. Come on up, Ashley, if you'd like. And if the board has any questions or would like to meet Velma and sneak a couple pets in, as I did earlier, feel free.
Tell us just a little bit about Velma, what kind of experiences you've had or what you're looking forward to with her spending time at Tallgrass.
So I went out to Concordia, Kansas over spring break, where they do a week-long training through the CARES program. Mm-hmm. So basically I get trained in how to work with her. There's different strategies that they've given, because half the dogs they have were medical dogs for people, and then the other half were therapy dogs. Most of them are going into the school setting. And so they give kind of some pointers on how to utilize the dogs, whether they're some of them that they use for helping kids with reading interventions, where the kids can sit there and read to the dogs and they feel more comfortable and not feel judged as they're reading and working on that. She can also be used for helping kids regulate, who doesn't like petting dogs. It can calm some people down, and then also give them the ability to open up a little bit more as they talk about some of their challenges that they're working on. So we're excited to have her start. Yeah, she's very laid back.
Do we have a dog in every school?
No, we do not have a dog in every school. At the current time, we have dogs in many of our schools, and of course I'm not going to be able to pull this up right in front of me right now when I need it, but I will have it for you when I do the action item. But we have them in most of our schools.
Okay, awesome.
Does anyone want to pet her?
Yeah.
Okay, I can bring her up.
It's the best part of being on the board.
As you're doing that, to answer your question, it was stapled to the page that I didn't see. So we have dogs in 5, 6, 7, and 8 of our schools.
Okay, thank you.
Uh-huh.
Where'd the name come from?
So they named her off of Scooby-Doo. So her whole litter is named after Scooby-Doo characters.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for introducing her to us this evening, and we will bring this back up as a discussion item later on in the meeting.
All right, perfect. Thank you. Now we have the principal of Pauline Central, Debbie Williams, with some recognition.
All right. All right.
I did not pay them to do that, so. I'd like, you guys are really in for a treat tonight, Dr. McWilliams, Dr. Collier, members of the school board. This is my favorite night of the year when we get to talk about the amazing students and staff at our school, so I cannot wait for you to meet everyone. I'd like to invite Finley Pratina to come up here. She's loaded up with flowers. All right. Stand right beside me? Okay. Come stand right here. Will you hold my hand? There you go. All right. It is my honor. It's an absolute joy to recognize our Pauline Central Shining Star student. This is Finley. Finley is a student who truly lights up every room that she enters. She comes to school every day with a bright smile, a joyful spirit. She's got such an excitement for learning, and she connects with others. It's just really contagious to be in her presence. When she's greeting her friends or many adults who support her throughout the day, Finley makes everybody feel seen and appreciated. Her teacher, Mrs. Warner, who's here tonight, says this about Finley. Finley is a sweet girl. She lights up the room with her infectious smile. She approaches every task with determination, perseverance, and a positive attitude, even when it's hard for her. Her kindness towards her classmates and her willingness to help others make our classroom a better place every day. Another teacher who works with Finley, Mrs. Clemens, who's also here tonight, shared that Finley brings laughter and joy into her classroom every single day. Well, they work hard together, they find time to laugh, and they celebrate mistakes, and they enjoy learning. Her positive attitude is such a big part of what makes Finley so special. In fact, even after leaving the classroom, Finley will kind of sneak back a few minutes later for one more goodbye with Mrs. Clemens. It's just kind of a small gesture, but it speaks volumes about Finley's loving and kind heart. Finley's flexibility and positive outlook are also remarkable. When she's had some recent changes in her schedule, she got excited about them and she said, okay, she didn't focus on what was different. She focused on the new opportunities to connect with new friends and keep growing. That ability to kind of go with the flow and find the good in every situation is something that we can all learn from. She's a wonderful friend to others, and in moments when classmates are struggling, Finley is quick to offer encouragement. She always tells them, good job, and she even steps in to help whenever she can. Her kindness and her willingness to help others make her an important and valued member of our school. Miss Bradbury, our speech-language pathologist, describes Finley as sweet, silly, and hardworking. She shared that Finley comes ready to work each day, building strong relationships through her bubbly personality and her bright spirit. Her confidence this year has grown tremendously, and she brings laughter and happiness to everybody around her. Finley has faced many challenges along her journey, but what stands out most is her incredible growth, her determination, and her positivity. She approaches each day with courage and a heart of joy. And because of this, she's not only successful in her own learning, she inspires us all to be better around her. Finley, we are so proud of you, and congratulations on being Pauline Central's Shining Star student.
Okay, I'm gonna give you a countdown. 1, 2, 3.
Okay, Mrs. Scott, come on up. It's a real special honor to get to talk to you about tonight and recognize Sherry Scott, Mrs. Sherry Scott. Mrs. Scott is the kind of person that every school hopes to have and every team depends on. She's so hardworking, she's dependable, and she's always willing to step in whenever needed. No task is too small, no challenge is too big, and she simply shows up, she gives her best, and she makes everything around her better. One of her colleagues, Miss Bradbury, shared something that really captures who Mrs. Scott is. She said, I really could not imagine a better speech paraprofessional than Sherry. She describes Mrs. Scott as hardworking, always willing to take initiative, and an incredible asset to the speech team. Her years of experience at Pauline Central brings Mrs. Scott kind of a deeper understanding of our student population and the needs of our school community. Most important, she's patient, she's kind, and she welcomes both students and staff alike. Jennifer Sankorikal, which is another speech-language pathologist who's worked closely with Mrs. Scott, also echoed those sentiments, sharing that Mrs. Scott is an incredible paraprofessional whose kindness and patience help create meaningful relationships with students across our school. She plays an essential role in helping students achieve their goals in the speech therapy room. She balances structure and support and creates a safe and nurturing environment. Ms. Sankorikal also highlighted Mrs. Scott's flexibility and her consistently positive attitude, helpful nature, and big heart. And I'd like to add my own appreciation for Mrs. Scott over the years, and we've worked together many, many years at Pauline Central. She's supported a wide range of students, always meeting them where they are and helping them grow. Her friendly, sweet spirit make her a natural at connecting with students, and they're really drawn to her warmth and her care. Mrs. Scott's positive attitude contributes greatly to our overall school culture, and she's somebody that you can always count on, and she willingly does anything that's asked for her. There's a small story I'd like to share, and I hope this doesn't embarrass her too much, about who Mrs. Scott is. A few weeks ago, when we learned that we were going to be hosting the superintendent candidates and they were going to be touring the school, Mrs. Scott is like, "Oh dear, Mrs. Williams, we do not have anything on this bulletin board in the front of the school." and it was important to her that our school shines. And so Sherry didn't go home that night. Instead, she stayed late, very late, if I remember correctly, on her own time to make sure that that bulletin board looked just right. I know that you noticed it too. She wanted our school to shine, not because she had to, but because she cares so deeply. That's Sherry Scott. She loves our school, she loves our students, and she goes the extra mile, not for recognition, but simply because that's who she is. So thank you, Mrs. Scott, for all you do every single day.
Join in the photo. Okay, 3, 2, 1.
All right, now the secret's out of the bag. So if I could have the mental health team, please come on up. So I have to tell you that this team trusts me so much that I say, hey, it's, a school board meeting on April 6th, and I know we don't have school that day, but, do you guys mind just showing up? And they're like, okay. So here they are. And I have to tell you that every single person standing before you tonight is worthy of their own individual recognition. And when I did the math, I was like, it is going to take me a long time to get through all of these people. And so I just felt like one of the things that I wanted to do was look at recognizing them together as a team. So I reached out to Jessica Roberts, and we kind of came up with a plan. And I just really think that this team right here, it's only fitting that we recognize them together, because more than anything else, they embody the word team. Our school-based mental health team is the glue that holds our school together. While each member serves a unique role, they all come together to support students and staff in ways that are powerful and meaningful. Andrea Krulik is our family engagement specialist. She's made an incredible impact on our school community. Under her care, countless families have received the resources they need to navigate and recover from life's challenges. She's expanded our school resource fair to meet the back-to-school needs of hundreds of students and families, and she's played a key role in stabilizing attendance across our school community. One of the most meaningful parts of her work is how she welcomes new families. She takes the time to meet with the new family, walks them through our building and gives them tours. She learns their stories, and she makes sure that from day one, we're ready and able to support their child. That level of care makes a lasting difference. Hannah Taves, our school psychologist, is a critical resource in our building. She approaches her work with care, professionalism, and compassion. And whether she's conducting evaluations or leading meetings with families, she's a trusted expert on our team. She's frequently sought out for her knowledge and her guidance. And if you ask anyone, they'll tell you that her secret superpower is her incredible ability to calmly and effectively de-escalate students in a moment of crisis. She brings a steady, reassuring presence when it matters most. Mitchell Carver, our school social worker, starts each day in one of the most important ways, greeting students as they arrive at school. With his quick smile and his friendly nature, he sets the tone for so many of our students. His true gift is his ability to connect, meeting students where they are and gently guiding them toward social-emotional growth. Students absolutely adore him, and over the past 8 years, he has helped countless children find success in school, even in the face of significant challenges. And perhaps one of the best testaments to his impact is like during Spirit Week, when it's Twin Day, everybody dresses up as Mr. Carver. Amy Heckman, our school counselor, one of the newest members of our team, has already made a tremendous impact. She has a heart of gold and a deep commitment to supporting students. She often goes above and beyond to meet their needs. She strikes the perfect balance of being both firm and therapeutic. She helps students grow while feeling supported and understood. She leads small groups and individual counseling sessions, and in partnership with our librarian, she's launched a student leadership team for our youngest students. Through this work, she's helping students develop leadership skills and empowering them to make a positive impact throughout our school. And finally, Dan Allender, our Dean of Students. He provides leadership and guidance for this entire team. His work touches every corner of our school, but most importantly, it impacts students. He has the unique ability to balance structure and support. He's firm when needed, but he brings a sense of joy and connection that students respond to. I hope he doesn't kill me for this. Whether it means becoming an expert in robots, unicorns, dinosaurs, whatever it takes, he meets students where they are and helps them succeed. He's not only a trusted colleague, but my right hand and friend. I truly cannot say enough about the strength and impact of this team. If you ever have the privilege to come to Pauline Central and see them in action, you'll walk away inspired by their compassion, their collaboration, and their commitment to making school a place where every student can succeed. To you all, thank you. Thank you for being the heart of our school. Thank you for coming here tonight. Your work matters more than my words can express, and I'm so incredibly grateful. We're so incredibly grateful for the work that you do.
Picture time.
Picture time. Carter's got to do it.
Sorry to block anyone. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Awesome.
All right, thank you guys. We are going to jump into the meat of the meeting. I know you all came and want to stay for the whole meeting, but if you didn't by chance, now's a great time that you guys can exit if you want. Do we have anyone signed up for public comment?
We do not.
Okay. We are going to go into opening items. 3.01 is roll call. All members are present. 3.02 is approval of the agenda.
Mr. President, I'd move that we approve the agenda as published.
Been a motion and a second. All those in favor? Motion passes 7-0. Move on to section 4, which is disposition of business by consent.
I move to approve business by consent, including payment of bills in the amount of $5,742,831.90.
Second.
It's been a motion and a second. All those in favor? Motion passes 7-0. We have no administrator reports tonight.
None tonight.
And so we'll move on to section 6, which is items for discussion. The first up is roof replacement, and I believe, Rich, you're gonna lead that discussion?
I am, yes. Just a little bit of background before I get into the proposal. We're coming kind of toward the end of the bond, going to be getting back into doing projects on our own. Capital outlay is a big part of that. A lot of times with projects that we do, we'll partner with a design team or an architect, engineer, or consultant. And roofs is one of those things that we typically use a consultant to help us with, to create the specs for us, to help out with the management of the project. They will do on-site reviews. They'll be there every day. The contractor's there. They send daily reports to me, and we talk about what to do. And Benchmark has been our partner for roofs. I've been here 16 years and they were with the district before that. So probably at least 20 years or longer, they've been helping the district out with roofing projects. Brad Conlon is here tonight from Benchmark to help me answer any questions that you guys might have. Brad put together the specifications for this RFP, helped with the bid process, went with our preventive maintenance crew on a pre-bid walkthrough with all the contractors that showed up. So he's been right in the heart of it the entire time. Any questions on that? Okay, so I'll jump into the RFP. We are combining some capital outlay funds and some bond funds for this work. We haven't done a roofing project since the start of the bond work when we did the Pauline Central re-roof, which was a big issue that we had to take care of. So we weren't exactly sure what the pricing was gonna look like on materials and labor and everything. So instead of doing one, just a whole project bid, we broke the bid package into 4 different base bids. So that we could see what we could afford, what made sense. And so that's what we're coming to you with tonight. As we went through, we reviewed it over the phone. Benchmark gave us our recommendation. It was kind of in line with where we were thinking. The projects that we're recommending are the ones that we feel like are the most important and the ones that we can afford with the dollars that we have. The only one that we weren't able to recommend is a couple of roof sections at the high school. They are very important. They're out of warranty. They need to be done, but they came in pretty high. And so we're going to look at getting those included in capital outlay over the next year or two to get those taken care of. We'll do some repair work to them and make sure that they're okay to move forward through the rest of this year and on. But so that's kind of where we're at. JB Turner was the low bid for most of the projects. We ended up, there is an alternate, one alternate that was a deduct, and it was on this roof. And the recommendation was to reuse the insulation. The insulation's okay, the roofing material on the cap is deteriorating, and we're wanting to go back with a modified roof here. It's currently a PVC roof. So it'll be the last PVC on this building and one of the last in the district. We've been trying to move toward modified roofs wherever we can. So I think that's pretty much it. We'll come back with a recommendation and request for approval at the next meeting. If anybody has any questions for me or for Brad.
JB Turner, we've used them.
That's right.
Quite.
We've used them a lot. They're local.
Right.
And they bid our work very well. They actually got the Wanamaker roof work for this bond project and the Pauline South There's a little bit of work at Pauline South with some skylights and things and some gutter work, and they got that with Lloyd Builders as well. They're in the district. Their company is in the district, and so it makes it very handy for us, and they do good work. And any issues, they come right back out and take care of.
So do you feel like now that the bond is wrapping up, we've done all the bond work, is this gonna be, like, is this get us in a good place, or are we gonna continue to have sections like this every year that we need to continue to replace?
So there is some major work out at Auburn that we've already kind of earmarked in capital outlay when we talked for the next couple of years. That and these sections at the high school, that will get us in pretty good shape. Yeah.
So it's a couple of years of really focusing on roofs, and then
Yeah.
we should be back kind of with the bond and this in pretty good shape for a little bit.
Yes, yeah, we'll still monitor and have some small things here. I mean, we have, well, with the addition of North, we have over 30 acres of roofs.
Right.
So it's a lot of roofs that we have to maintain. Most of them, we usually get a 15 to 20-year warranty on the modified, and the modifieds, part of the reason we've gone to modified is that they last longer than the warranty. They will give us more life than what just the warranty says, and that's been a great thing for us. A lot of times we can just go in, recoat them, and get another 10 years or so out of them, so.
So Brad, do you feel like from what you've done, like with roofs and bids recently, did these RFPs come back about like you thought they would, or did they come back higher than what you thought they would?
In review of the budgets, all the budgets came back close to or within the expected range of accuracy of the preliminary cost estimates that Benchmark provided to the school district. So I was confident in the bids that you received. In fact, 2 of the bids were actually pretty competitive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Other questions, comments?
Just because you're here, Brad, I just wanted to mention the fact that being a partner with us for over 20 years is a big, big deal. So I just wanted to say thank you to you and the Benchmark team for the guidance and the expertise that you provide. I know Rich needs a lot of help in this area. Yeah, so job very well.
Well, thank you. We'll make sure we're providing good recommendations, specifications to the school district. So
Yeah, that's
thank you.
wonderful. Thank you, sir.
Thanks, Brad.
Thank you.
All right, we're gonna move on to 6.02, which is KASB legal assistance renewal.
Actually, 6.02 and 6.03 are kind of linked together. We have been members of KASB for a good number of years. They provide outstanding service through the course of the year, not only during the legislative session. They offer a lot of professional development to not only board members, but also to us as administrators. And they also have a stellar legal team that we lean on, multiple members of our team lean on consistently throughout the course of the year. The pricing, to their credit, has, for the most part, remained pretty much flat over the last 5-6 years, and so they're very mindful of school district budgets as well. KASB is located within our district as well, and I would recommend that we continue our partnership with them. There are 286 school districts in the state of Kansas. I think all but maybe 1 or 2 school districts are members of KASB, so it's a well-attended and respected organization providing supports to not only staff but also to kids.
Any questions, comments on that? All right, we'll move on to 6.04, which is the high school student handbook. Ed?
Evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's always a pleasure to be with you. Before you this evening is the handbook for next year. We made some changes, some of the more significant changes. None of them are really major, but we tweaked the AI language in the handbook and the academic integrity policy. Kind of goes hand in hand with that. So I'm here to answer any questions, should you have them.
See, you got a new superintendent listed, so that's good.
So, and this is maybe a question, Scott, Ed, or how we're gonna handle it in general with the new legislature around the cell phone ban coming out and how we'll need to modify probably our discipline policy. If we pass these now while there's still that implementation, how will we work that in later? Are we gonna do an addendum to the handbook later on, or what is
Yeah,
that?
so,
What is
Ed,
that?
I think you might have some language in there that covers us that indicates that we're gonna comply with the law.
Correct.
We're also awaiting some guidance from KASB Legal Counsel as well as KSDE, Kansas State Department of Education. They're going through exactly what is going to come into law effective on September 1st. We've actually had some internal conversations trying to internalize what we believe could be the case. We'd like to lean on legal counsel before we finalize plans, but you are correct, we're a little bit going out of order because there's a time deadline that we have to get the handbook
Right.
at the high school. That's why that comes first, so Ed and his team can get it printed and distributed to students. Eventually, all handbooks will be coming to you. Hopefully, we'll have some more guidance before the others come, and then it will be accurate when we share it with you. So, yeah. we're
But
doing
the cell
best we-
phone policy that we did put in is the one that was presented to you by the kids and the site council in December. And then we also put the disclaimer that it was subject to change pending state law.
Okay, perfect.
Good question.
Any other questions?
I did have a question about the AI section. So we still have, I remember at site council, we talked a little bit about what it says in the handbook related to AI. And we have this table about the ethical use and the unethical use. At the bottom, it says adapted from generative AI for schoolwork by Miriam Scott. I'm just wondering, it doesn't look like we had any red lines on there, but we had talked about during the site council that some of those unethical, as an auditor, when I look at these, you know, I'm pulling out those words specific to think, you know, if I'm a parent and my kid's using AI, how can I defend something that maybe we still don't think is correct? So, for example, we say using AI output verbatim without any editing. So then I would, you know, argue that you could say as long as you edit one little tiny thing, you know, it's then considered ethical use. Just kind of wondering what our thought process is on editing that further, or if we are, you know, kind of giving ourselves enough leeway with the paragraphs below.
We felt like with the language changes that were made in the AI policy and the academic integrity policy, that table was contextualized enough to give us the latitude that we would need without locking us in.
Okay, yeah, just wanted to make sure we felt that way.
Good question, thank you.
Any other questions for Ed?
No questions, but I've had trouble with my wife's phone number being in some of these. So I looked, and my name is Joel in here, so that, if we could change that, that'd be good. But you don't have my wife's phone number.
You'd like us to make that change?
If we could, yeah, I'd appreciate it.
Sorry about that, Joe, we'll take care of it.
No problem.
I texted it to him so he won't forget.
All right, thanks, Ed.
Thank you, appreciate it.
All right, and then we are 6.05, which is the Tallgrass Student Learning Center Therapy Dog.
All right, thank you. You had an opportunity to meet and engage with Velma earlier. What you have for your consideration is the request for service assistants or professional therapy dogs. Included in this packet is the thorough review process that we take for any therapy dog request, including veterinary records, insurance records, how they are going to be used in school, all of that information, as well as a roster of all the therapy dogs that we currently have in the district and the results of Velma's training, which were overwhelmingly positive. So if you have any questions, I'm happy to answer those. One of the considerations that I wanted to bring forth to you tonight, so we're in April now, and as you know, the end of the school year is very quickly approaching. We were wondering if you would have support potentially to allow us to bring her in some over the next week or two prior to your formal approval as a consideration, just because of where we are in the school year and the newness of her training. So if you have thoughts about that, feel free to share those with us. Otherwise, this will be back for an action item at the next meeting.
My opinion, I don't know what anybody else
I don't
thinks,
have any
but
concerns.
putting this on the consent agenda would be
Sure.
okay with me, unless there's a reason not to. And then I think go ahead and move forward, Jeff, with bringing her in and getting her used to the surroundings the rest of the school year.
Yep.
Thank you very much.
Hey, Jeff, she can start off in my office tomorrow.
I have a couple of dogs at home that would benefit from her calmness, so.
So Rich is working on roofing and you're gonna be petting the dog. Just wanted to make sure. Here.
That's it.
I might be working on the roof over his office.
Yeah, right.
All right, we'll move on to action items. 7.01 is secondary science core instructional materials requests. Final read for that. So,
Hello. So I was here last time about the secondary core science instructional materials. I'm just here tonight to answer any questions you might have.
any questions, comments, or would entertain a motion?
Mr. President, I'd move the Board of Education to approve the presented instructional resources in the amount of $359,007.48.
Second.
There's been a motion and a second. All those in favor? Motion passes 7-0, and I think you've got the next
Yes,
couple, don't
thank
you?
you. And I was also here about our potential new honors novice debate course. So again, I'm here to answer any questions you might have.
Question, comments, or entertain a motion?
Mr. President, I'd move the Board of Education to approve the honors novice debate course for the high school.
Second.
There's been a motion and a second. All those in favor? Motion passes 7-0. And then last one
Yes.
is the CTE instructional resources.
So I was here about a few instructional resources for some of our CTE courses. So again, I'm here to answer any questions you might have.
Questions, comments?
Mr. President, I'd move the Board of Education to approve the presented instructional resources in the amount of $12,774.80.
Second.
There's been a motion and a second. All those in favor? Motion passes 7-0.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. We'll move on to 7.04, which is insurance benefit consultant with KBS. Who want to do that?
That was presented at the last meeting, and no questions surfaced since then.
Would entertain a motion?
Yeah, I would move the Board of Education approve KBS to serve as a district's employee benefits consultant.
Second.
There's been a motion and a second. All those in favor? Motion passes 7-0. And then the last one for tonight is 7.05, which is student fees for 26-27. Final read.
I'm here if there are any questions that came up during the last several weeks.
Makes sense.
Would entertain a motion?
Okay, I move the Board of Education approve the student fee schedule for the school year of the 2026-2027 as presented.
Second.
There's been a motion and a second. All those in favor? Motion passes 7-0.
Thank you.
All right, thank you, Patrick. All right, we're gonna move on to communications, and Jessica, you have a few things in communications, correct?
Yes. So as we enter the final stretch of the school year, there are several dates that we wanted to make sure that you had on your calendars, and we hope you're able to join us if your calendar allows it. The first is the Public Schools Foundation Annual Spring Breakfast. This is a special year for us. It's the 25th anniversary of the breakfast, so we have a few tricks up our sleeve, and we hope you can make it. It starts at 7:30 a.m. and it'll be at the Topeka Civic Theater again. We do have a couple of tables reserved for the board, so please let me know if you're able to make it, and we look forward to hosting you. The next is just a few days later, Monday, April the 27th. That is our district staff awards and retirement reception. So we have about 15 staff members that we will be providing milestone years of service awards to. So these are 25-year employees, 30-year employees, 40-year employees, and so on. And then we have our 6 distinguished staff award winners. These are Teachers of the Year for elementary level, secondary level, our Master Teacher of the Year, Classified Staff Person of the Year, etc. And then we have about 15 retirees as well. So we will be honoring them that evening at the Innovation Center at the high school. And then lastly, on Sunday, May 17th at 5:30 at the Stormont Vale Events Center, that is when we will conduct graduation for the high school. Those of you who have been through this in the past know that you have seats up on the stage, and so it's always a special night for the district, and we will have gowns and hoods and have you all outfitted and ready to go for that evening.
I'll share some details with you in regards to graduation, where we meet, and then it takes 10, 15 minutes to kind of get us organized and ready to go. So more information to come, but as long as you have that particular date on the calendar, that'd be wonderful.
All right. Yep. Thank you, guys.
Best thing. Close effort.
The chair would move that we go into executive session at 7:10 PM to discuss students pursuant to the exception relating to actions adversely or favorably affecting a student under coma, to discuss personnel matters pursuant to the exception of non-elected personnel under coma, and to discuss budget pursuant to the exception of employer-employee negotiations under coma for 40 minutes. The open meeting will resume in the boardroom at 7:50 PM.
Second.
There's been a motion and a second. All those in favor? Motion passes 7-0. We are in executive session. back in open session after being in executive session. At this point, the chair would move to go back into executive session for 15 minutes with the open meeting resuming in the boardroom at 8:05. There's been a motion and a second. All those in favor? Motion passes 7-0. We're back in executive session. in open session after being in executive session. Are there any motions?
Yes, I'd move the Board of Education releases the teacher from the contract without penalty as discussed in executive session.
Second.
There's been a motion and a second. All those in favor? Motion passes 7-0.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
Motion and a second. All those in favor? Motion passes 7-0. We are adjourned.